Life does not reward people who drown themselves in emotions while the world moves ahead. Yes, emotions make us human. Yes, emotions give us depth. But if you let emotions control your decisions, your relationships, and your future, you are handing over the steering wheel of your life to someone else. And let me tell you this, nobody is coming to save you. Stop being an emotional fool. Stop overthinking every word, every silence, every action. Stop crying over people who don't lose sleep over you. Stop wasting your precious energy on those who don't value it. Life is too short to be played like a puppet of your emotions. Strength is not about being stone-hearted, it's about balance. It's about knowing when to feel and when to step back, when to forgive and when to walk away, when to speak and when to stay silent. That balance is power. You cannot build your dreams if you are busy holding on to people who treat you like an option. You cannot climb mountains if your own emotions are the chains around your feet. And you cannot find respect if you keep begging for love in places where it doesn't exist. So today, I want you to remember this. Be bold enough to love, but wise enough to let go. Be strong enough to care, but smart enough to protect your heart. Your emotions are beautiful, but only when you control them. Otherwise, they control you. Stop being an emotional fool, because you are meant to be unstoppable. Emotions are the colors of life. They make us laugh, they make us cry, they make us feel alive. Without emotions, we would all be robots moving from one task to another without purpose. But here's the truth. Emotions are meant to be felt, not to be the master of every choice we make. When you let emotions dictate your actions, you stop thinking logically, and that's where mistakes begin. Decisions made in the heat of anger, in the depth of sadness, or in the rush of excitement are rarely the ones you look back on with pride. Think about it. How many times have you regretted saying something in anger that you didn't really mean? How many times have you agreed to something out of guilt, only to realize later that it wasn't good for you? Or how many times have you stayed in a toxic relationship because your emotions whispered, "What if they change?" Emotions can blind you, and when you allow that blindness to steer your life, you often end up in places you never wanted to be. Successful people aren't emotionless. They simply know when to pause. They feel everything just like you do, but they take a step back and ask themselves, am I reacting or am I responding? There's a big difference between the two. Reacting is emotional. Responding is thoughtful. And that small gap, the pause before making a decision, is where wisdom lives. That's where you stop being an emotional fool and start being in control of your own destiny. It's not about shutting down your feelings. It's about balancing them with reasoning. Imagine if a pilot decided to fly a plane only based on his emotions. Fear when there's turbulence, excitement when the sky looks clear. That would be dangerous. Instead, pilots rely on instruments, data, and training. In the same way, your instruments in life are your values, your goals, and your long-term vision. Let emotions be the wind in your sails, but never the hands on the steering wheel. Another trap is confusing emotions with intuition. Intuition is calm, steady, and guiding. Emotions are noisy, impulsive, and temporary. Many people mistake fear for intuition, or loneliness for love, or guilt for responsibility. When you recognize the difference, you save yourself from decisions that cost years of regret. Your emotions are fleeting. Your choices create your future. That's why you must separate what you feel in the moment from what you truly want in the long run. At the end of the day, emotions should enrich your life, not sabotage it. Use them to add empathy to your leadership, warmth to your relationships, and passion to your goals. But when the time comes to decide, whether it's about career, relationships, or self-growth, step back and let your logic, your values, and your vision lead the way. Because that's how you stop being an emotional fool and start being the author of your own story.